At Lumine Academy, students didn't fear failing exams. They feared becoming ugly. Because at this school, your face was your grade. Your ranking wasn't based on how smart you were. It was based on one thing only: how beautiful you looked standing in that hallway. The prettier you were, the higher you ranked. The higher you ranked, the better your classes, your lunch table, your entire existence inside those walls. And the students at the bottom of that scale didn't just get ignored. They got hunted. Standing at the very top of that system was a girl named Yoo Jina. When she walked through the hallway, conversations stopped mid. Heads turned without people realizing they were turning. Students watched her the way people watch something they know they'll never have, with admiration and quiet pain. Her photos circulated through school forums within minutes. Her beauty ranking had stayed at #1 for 3 consecutive months. Girls rewatched her walks to study how she carried herself. Boys invented reasons to stand near her locker. To everyone inside Lumine Academy, Yoo Jina was the standard. But nobody knew what she looked like before she became the standard. 1 year earlier, Gina's life looked nothing like this. At her old school, she spent every day hiding behind her hair. Not because she was shy, because the moment she stopped hiding, it started the staring, the whispering. The phone cameras pointed at her. Students edited her photos into memes and circulated them through group chats she was never added to. Someone once posted one with a caption that said, "Proof that life isn't fair to everyone," and it got 63 likes. The day everything changed wasn't dramatic. It didn't announce itself. She was cleaning the classroom alone after school, when 2 girls stopped outside the open door. They didn't know she was inside. Or maybe they did and didn't care. Imagine waking up every morning and seeing that face in the mirror. I would genuinely lose my mind. They alleged their footsteps faded down the hallway. Gina stood completely still with the broom in her hand. No tears came. No anger. Just a realization that landed in her chest quietly, like something that had always been true. The world had already decided what she was worth. Before she spoke, before she tried, before she was even given the chance to be anything. That night, she stood in front of her mirror for a long time. She wasn't crying. She wasn't angry. She was studying. Then she opened her laptop and typed 4 words. How to become beautiful. What followed was months of nights she never told anyone about. While her family slept, she watched tutorials until her eyes burned. She learned makeup from scratch. Not the simple kind, but the kind that restructures a face entirely. She learned lighting, angles, color correction. The exact way to hold your chin to change the shape of your jaw in photographs. She learned how to smile so that your eyes crinkled in the right places. She learned how to walk so that people's gaze followed you. She rebuilt herself, piece by piece, in the dark, not because she wanted attention, not because she cared what they thought anymore, but because she was exhausted, bone deep exhausted from surviving in a world that made her feel like existing was something she should apologize for. Then her family moved cities. New school, new hallways, new people who had never seen her face before. And that was how Yoo Jina walked through the gates of Lumine Academy for the first time. The reaction was immediate. Students turned in the middle of conversations. Whispers spread through the courtyard like a current. Who is she? Where did she come from? The digital ranking screen near the school entrance, which updated in real time, flickered once and then displayed. New student detected. Beauty score, 98%. The entire hallway erupted. And Gina stood there, the same girl who had been laughed at, photographed without consent, turned into a punchline, and felt something she had never once felt walking into a school before. Like she belonged there. That feeling was dangerous. She knew it was dangerous the moment she felt it, because it was addictive in the way that only things you've been starved of can be addictive. Every smile directed at her. Every compliment, every person who moved aside in the hallway to let her through, she absorbed all of it. She had wanted this for so long that the wanting had become background noise, something she'd stopped consciously hearing. And now it was real and warm, and she was terrified, beneath all of it, that it could disappear just as fast as it came. But there was one person who didn't react the way everyone else did. Han Seojun sat in the back corner of the classroom near the window, headphones around his neck, watching the courtyard commotion with the expression of someone observing something they've already seen before and aren't impressed by. Cold eyes. Dark. Presence. The kind of stillness that makes a room feel slightly smaller. Rumors surrounded him the way shadows surround a lamp. Some students said he'd been expelled from his previous school for reasons nobody specified. Others claimed that certain powerful families inside the academy actively avoided him. Nobody actually knew the truth, and nobody was brave enough to ask. Unlike every other person in that hallway, Yoo didn't look at Jina with admiration. He looked at her like she was a question he hadn't decided whether to answer yet. 3 days after she arrived, during a class break, their eyes met across the room for the first time. He didn't look away, didn't smile, just studied her face for a moment with that quiet, unsettling focus, then said, "You look familiar." 2 words. Simple. Ordinary. But Jina felt her blood go cold, because underneath the makeup, underneath the perfect image she'd constructed night by night in a dark bedroom, was the same face that 63 people had once liked a cruel post about. And if anyone in this school ever connected those 2 faces, everything she had built would be erased in a single afternoon. "I think you have the wrong person," she said quickly and walked away. But from that moment, panic moved in like a permanent roommate. She started waking up 2 hours before school. She checked every angle in 3 different mirrors before leaving the house. She refused sleepovers, avoided rain like it was a physical threat, never let anyone stand close enough to see her skin, without the armor over it, because that was what it was. Armor, and she knew with absolute certainty what happened to people when their armor broke. She had been that person once, she wasn't going back. Then came the afternoon after gym class. Water splashed across her shirt. Her makeup smeared slightly at the edges, barely noticeable to anyone else. Catastrophic to her. She ran to an empty bathroom at the end of the corridor, heart hammering, hands shaking, as she leaned toward the mirror trying to fix it before anyone saw. The bathroom door opened. She froze. Han Seojun stood in the doorway, and for 1 single second, through the mirror, their eyes met, her face half exposed. No perfect image, no armor. Just her. She covered her face immediately with both hands. "Get out!" Her voice shook badly. "Please." She waited for the laugh. The shock, that specific expression she had memorized on so many different faces, the one that meant she had been seen and found lacking. Instead, silence. Then Seojun said quietly, "So this is the face you've been hiding." Not mockery, not disgust. Something quieter than both of those things. Something almost like grief. The way you sound when you watch someone hurt themselves and can't stop them. Jina slowly lowered her hands. "You think I'm disgusting too?" He didn't answer immediately. He walked over and leaned against the sink beside her, looking at both of them in the mirror. "You know what's actually disgusting?" His eyes moved toward the hallway outside. "This school." Jina looked at him. "At Lumine Academy." A sighed. "Calmly, people don't fall in love with you. They fall in love with whatever makes them feel superior. Your face just happened to be useful to them." Those words didn't sting. They landed differently. The way truth lands when you've been avoiding it for a long time and someone finally says it to your face without flinching. Every smile she'd received, every compliment, every person who had wanted to sit next to her, walk with her, be associated with her. None of it was for her. It was for the image. The ranking, the social currency of being seen near someone beautiful. The real Yoo Jina, the one standing in this bathroom with shaking hands, had been alone this entire time. 3 days later, the cafeteria screen glitched during lunch. Numbers shifted rapidly. The room went quiet. Yoo Jina rank. Number 1 became Yoo Jina. Rank 27. Then the photos appeared on everyone's phone simultaneously. Her old photos, a real face. Clear, deliberate, cruel. Someone had found them and distributed them through every group chat in the school at the exact same moment. 1 second of silence. Then, laughter, not from everyone, but from enough people that the sound was familiar. The exact same frequency as her old school hallways. The girls who ate lunch with her every day stood up quietly, one by one, and moved to another table. No explanation. No confrontation. Just gone, as if sitting next to her had suddenly become something they needed to be seen not doing. Jina looked around. Nobody met her eyes. Her hands were trembling. Her breathing was coming apart at the edges. Because this wasn't just humiliation. This was confirmation cold. Complete confirmation that everything Seo-jun had said was true. They hadn't loved her. They had loved what she represented. And the moment that representation cracked, she became invisible again. Then a chair crashed across the cafeteria. Every head turned. Han Seo-jun was standing. His cold eyes moved slowly across the room, taking in every face. The ones still laughing, the ones pretending they weren't, the ones holding their phones. You people are pathetic. Silence dropped over the cafeteria like a physical weight. One boy laughed nervously. Relax. It's not that serious. Seo-jun crossed the room in 4 steps, picked up the boy's phone, and slammed it flat on the table. The screen shattered. Hiding behind a screen while you destroy someone, tell me how that makes you better than anything. Nobody moved, because Han Seo-jun never got involved in anything. Ever. But standing there right now, his voice low and steady and razor-edged, it was very clear that he was not performing anger. He was actually angry. He turned toward Jina and walked toward her, not away. He picked up a bag from the floor where it had fallen, turned back to face the watching room one final time. If someone's worth changes that easily because of a photograph, his voice dropped colder, then maybe none of you had much worth to begin with. Complete silence. He placed her bag into her hands, and without another word, walked out of the cafeteria. Jina followed. Neither of them noticed the one student in the back corner who hadn't looked shocked, who hadn't laughed, hadn't whispered, hadn't reacted at all, who was smiling, watching everything unfold exactly as planned. That night, a new post appeared on the anonymous account. Beneath it, a single line. Next, target confirmed.